Oakwood family. I experienced a very powerful moment as I arrived at the Oakwood church building one day this week. I had pulled up to the light to make the left turn on a cloudy, cold day. And just at that moment, a spot opened up in the clouds and a shaft of incredible light shone down, flooding Oakwood Church. Tears welled up as I thanked God for all of you and for the amazing work that God is doing among us. Last night, I had the joy of gathering with 45 of our church leaders who are true servants of Jesus, including staff, elders, transition team members, and spouses for a night of celebration and appreciation. So many have invested so much in these important days at Oakwood Church. I am grateful for these men and women and grateful for each of you who have invested prayer, input, and time to see Oakwood continue to thrive. I'm often reminded of the 130 intercessors who are praying regularly for this process. As you know, we have officially launched our search for a new lead pastor. Your search committee has done a stellar job of creating a church profile as well as a lead pastor profile and job description as we look for the man God has put his hand upon to lead Oakwood into the next chapter. The elders are now working diligently through the 8 items that are considered to be priorities as we prepare for the arrival of that new pastor. I wanted to update you as to where we are in that process. First of all, the elders have led the process of reconciliation conversations. I know that you can appreciate the need for confidentiality and discreet procedures when it comes to matters of conflict resolution. Just know this, the elders have been taking this very seriously, bathing every step of it in prayer. We are also developing structures to facilitate healthy ways of working through conflict in the future. You will hear specifics on those structures when we have our next interim update gathering. Number 2, Monday night, the elders, along with input from the staff, will refine the proposed vision, mission, and value statement for Oakwood. I assure you, these statements reflect the input you have provided through the interviews you participated in and the surveys that were completed. Number 3, Monday night, we will also begin intense conversations about making significant bylaw changes. Now remember, bylaw changes are a congregational action, so you will get the final recommendations in plenty of time to study the proposals and then vote on whether to approve or not. We're hoping to present at least some of those bylaw recommendations to you at the annual meeting in July. Number 4, staff support was a high priority in this process. We have established a staff support committee led by Karen Johnston, who will make it their focus to come alongside our staff to encourage and support them in ministry. Hey, they even brought us muffins just last week. Number 5, clarifying the role and ministry of elders has been important. I can assure you, these men are humble men who love Jesus and you and are more passionate than ever about shepherding the congregation. Part of the recommended bylaw changes further clarifies the role of the elders here at Oakwood. Number 6, we've been working hard to clean up our church membership rolls and database. What a big job! Our admin staff and volunteers have been investing many hours into getting the correct information into the system. Number 7, worship is such a vital part of who we are at Oakwood Church. We learned through our interviews and survey that we needed a clarifying conversation about worship at Oakwood. The transition team, in concert with our worship director and assistant, have created a masterful worship profile that will be available once it is finalized by the elders. And finally, the final assignment was a pastor profile, job description, and church profile, which was the responsibility of the pastoral search committee. They've done a terrific job, and the work is complete. As you may remember, there were a secondary set of 8 items that needed attention as well, but not with the same urgency. The good news is we've addressed most of those as well. We've been working hard to strengthen channels of communication here at Oakwood, including the weekly fridge notes handed out at service each Sunday. Our student and children's ministry have continued to grow under the leadership of our interim directors. We have intentionally been investing in leadership development and opportunities to grow in disciple-making skills. We see God doing amazing things. Over the last few weeks, we've seen Him add new people to His kingdom as several have surrendered their lives to Jesus. We've seen many sign up for our next new member class as God adds to His church. We've seen you generously and faithfully give, as even though we've been a bit behind budget, we've remained fully in the black this fiscal year. I know this has been a difficult time for many as well. Change is never easy, and a lot of change coming at once is even harder. And while change brings some very positive things, it also brings some losses. And even if losses are necessary, they're still difficult. When Elaine and I arrived here, we were handed a church directory done in 2018. In 2 years, 7 staff people had departed, as reflected by that directory. And since our arrival, 6 more staff have left. It is not uncommon to see that happen in a transition of leadership, but it's still not easy. The staff who remain and those who have come on new have done an amazing job of serving you as well and keeping the ministry of Oakwood Church on target. So, put the date, June 26th, on your calendar now. That will be our detailed update gathering. We will gather at 5 o'clock p.m. for a salad potluck supper, followed by a fun game with prizes, some sweet worship and prayer, and tons of information. We will live stream the main session for those who cannot attend in person. So grateful for you, Oakwood Church. I can hardly wait to see what God will accomplish through you.